What up, folks? I'm back once again doing another video game review, and this time I'm reviewing Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link for the NES. Of course, made by Nintendo, and it's the direct sequel to the first Legend of Zelda game. And the plot of the game is that after defeating Ganon in the first game, Link discovers a crest on his right hand, and he goes to tell Impa, who is one of Zelda's bodyguards, and when Impa sees that crest on his hand, he notices that the same crest is on a specific door, and he uses the crest on Link's hand to open the door. And when he opens the door, he finds that Zelda is asleep. And Impa tells Link that the reason that she's asleep is due to the fact that the backstory is that the King of Hyrule gave Zelda and her brother 2 pieces of the Triforce, and I agree her brother wanted the piece of the Triforce that father gave to her. She pretty much said no. He ended up getting mad and hired this evil magician and everything. And this magician cast a sleeping spell on Zelda. But it wasn't. It was without the princess authorization. Also, so he also tells Link that the third piece of the Triforce is pretty much needed to wake Zelda up, and so it's up to him to find it. And now the game has 7 stages that's called chapters in it, and it has pretty much a lot of RPG elements, and it has, instead of having the overhead fighting, a lot of fighting is done in the platforming way, you know what I'm saying? So so what I'm saying is it's more of a side scrolling game, not necessarily a platformer, which is caught a lot of fans by surprise when they first started playing it. And the RPG elements of Zelda 2 is pretty much the leveling up and everything. And the enemies in the game are pretty much randomly pop up. And if you get caught by one of the enemies in the overhead portion of the game, that's where this really the side-scrolling part of it begins, as far as the action is concerned. And plus, you can pretty much level up Link's health, magic, and attack. And unlike most RPGs, you can actually pick which one you can pick what you can level up, among those 3. Plus there's different use you can use, blue potion, boots, candles, and a hammer. And you can use your spells on different stuff jump in and stuff like that, like this one thing called thunder and fire and stuff. Now, some of the stuff you use magic for is unusual, but they work, especially if you use them in a specific section of the game and stuff like that. And now, one thing that Zelda is known for is its difficulty, which is it's pretty much a head scratcher. Pretty much considering that the first game is not a definitely is not as hard as this game right here. Even and then nah, Zelda 2 is fun, but like you will notice the rapping difficulty though. I would honestly say that some parts are like more challenging, and while other sections of the game is just insanely hard, you know. And the one example of the latter is when you fight Link's doppelganger, which is called Dark Link. And to be truthful, if you were to put together the top 50 hardest bosses on the NES specifically, Dark Link will show up on that list at somewhere in there. It depends on who make it. It really is depending on who's making the list. You know what I'm saying? He'd probably be the like 15 hardest boss by one YouTuber and number 25 by another. You know, and pretty much leveling up in Zelda 2 is practically mandatory, mainly because of how difficult the game is and everything. So it's probably more mandatory than the vast majority of RPGs in general. You know what I'm saying? I may be wrong about that, but this is my honest opinion about the leveling up and the difficulty. Now, the graphics and level design of Zelda 2 are very good. Now, because of like the color palette and the side scrolling design of the game, I specifically like the side scrolling design slightly more than the color palette between the two. You know, the gameplay it is good, but honestly, I was like caught off guard by the short projectile from Link's sword when he uses it, mainly because I did play Zelda and one in Zelda for Super Nintendo, and the um, pretty much the projectiles for those two games are more of are long range projectile, not short range. Even though that part of the gameplay is not a major complaint of mine, I would say it's not a complaint at all. But still, I was caught off guard. And the soundtrack is pretty good. I like it, and it honestly fits the game, you know. And I like the fact that Nintendo also went in a different direction with the soundtrack too. Now, of course, the main complaint of Zelda 2 is the difficulty. It's practically one of the hardest games on the NES, and it is not like as hard as say Castlevania 3 or Ninja Gaiden 3, but it is practically one of the top 25 hardest games on the NES. To be truthful, I would like Zelda 2 is a classic game that's worth playing. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely recommend it to retro gamers, hardcore gamers, and any like Zelda fan that haven't played it yet but started on a later title in the franchise. As far as a score, I would definitely like give it a 9. You know what I'm saying? Despite the even though the game is as difficult as it is. Now, with that being said, if you like Zelda 2 or happen to be one of your favorite games or whatever case may be, you can mention it in the comment section. If you like this review, don't hesitate to thumbs it up, and don't forget to subscribe. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.